all, and welcome back to the pod. I'm cracking up because I was recording this episode and I was about 6 minutes in, and I realized I was not talking into the microphone. Good times. That's what 2 weeks of sabbatical will do for you. Hello, welcome back to the pod. I'm your host, Brittany. If this is your first time, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you are on the journey to your authentic self, coming back into alignment with who you are, look no farther. You're in the right, well, you found the right spot. Look no farther. It feels like a mini vacay, but last week I did put up a YouTube video of a yoga class. So if you haven't tried it, go check it out. And if you did check it out, how did you like it? You got requests? I've got a lot of time. So tell me what you're looking for. Are you a beginner? I'm looking to do some beginner series, mostly for people back home that have never gotten into yoga before. I'm very excited about it. Okay, so last weekend was, well, the past 2 weekends was Austin City Limits here in Austin, Texas. It was so hot, but amazing. So that's why I was like, there's no way I'm doing an episode after this 95-degree weather. I was tired. So did the YouTube video instead. Listen to your body. Okay, but if you did miss the last episode, it was called The Universe Has Your Back. Go take a listen once you stop resisting and you get into the flow of the universe. Your life and everything that you want is just truly going to unfold for you. Just wait and see. So this week I was trying to think of, okay, what are we going to chit chat about on the pod? And I thought about mourning relationships, whether that be friendship, romantic relationships, situationships, you name it, you can mourn it. I truly believe that no one that we come into contact with throughout our lifetime is by accident. It's for a purpose, on a purpose. Some are for a lesson, and some it's a blessing. But we're all here on earth, in earth school, taking in all the lessons. And it's helping us through these relationships learn the lessons to draw us closer and closer to our purpose. Okay, so let's start with friendships because this is something I don't think a lot of people talk about. I know I never thought about breaking up with a friend until maybe 4 years ago. I've had friendships come and go, but of course, there are some friendship breakups that are more significant than others, but they offer us valuable life lessons. Sometimes you don't gotta say anything. There's that mutual understanding. We're gonna slide away. We mutually understand we are stepping away, no longer in each other's lives. But sometimes there is a conversation that does need to be had. Well, one friend that I had to let go, I was kicked out. Well, me and two other friends were kicked out of her wedding because she said that we were mean to her high school friends at her bachelorette party, which we all were like, huh? Like super confused. Number one, confused because what? And if that's the case, like, please come and talk to us about it. So I'm like, I want stamps, receipts. What happened? When? I don't know. It, I mean, I laugh about it now because what? But at the time when it was going down, of course I was devastated. We were close enough for you to ask me to be in your wedding and I'm a part of your life. I just spent $1,500 going to your bachelorette party. And then you're just so quick to say, well, that's it, folks. Our friendship is over. And I was sitting there trying to convince this person why I'm a good friend when she, in turn, was not being a very good one. And I'd be lying if I said I was always, I mean, I'd say good at communication. I'm learning, but good at communicating my feelings and emotions. But I know at least how to speak up when it comes to the people that I love and it counts. I'm going to try. Then another friendship I had to mourn was one of the friends I got kicked out with. I could feel that it was kind of time and we'd been growing apart because I felt certain ways, but it was one of those we've been friends for so long and it's the poorest excuse in the book. That is not why to keep anybody in your life. If someone is treating you badly or you feel that they are, don't try to convince this person to treat you better. There are other people out there that are naturally going to treat you well. You don't have to convince them how to treat you. Walk away. Take a page out of my book because looking back, it took longer than I would have liked, but we all learn in our own divine timing. You can't rush it. You can tell someone, hey, look, I see this, and it's going to fall. If they don't see it yet, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So the other friend was actually one of the friends that I was kicked out of the wedding with. But I felt that she honestly had been unkind to me, and it almost felt like she was bullying me in a way. So I removed myself from the friendship. And when we spoke, she said that. She was like, "You removed yourself from the friendship." And I told her, "Well, I mean, at the time, I didn't feel brave or confident enough, honestly, to say, 'Look, you're mean.'" But that was the honest truth. And we both said what we had to say, and we walked away lovingly because at the end of the day, we love each other still, both to this day. But it is like a breakup. You walk away in peace, and that's okay. And I'm so happy, honestly, that I had both of these people in my life, the friendships, because there were more good times than bad. And they're wonderful people, but our paths just didn't align anymore. And that's okay. Once it's over, you can look back at the good times and reflect on the life lessons. For me, now I know the qualities that I want in friendships, what I'm not willing to put up with. When I first moved to Austin years ago, it was hard trying to find friends, but I realized I was using an old recipe in a new city. I was going on hot girl walks and all these things to try to meet people, only to realize it was mostly younger 20-ish gals just moved to Austin. And I've been in Texas for 12 years. I've done all of that. I'm way past that already. So I realized I had to start writing a new book. I was in San Antonio for 10 years, and it took 10 years to create the life that I had there. And I reminded myself, look, Britt, it's going to take time. I started to meet more people, more like minded people, when I did what I always did. And I went through yoga, community. And when I did that, uh, the right people started attracting into my life, and that's community. So if you're moving somewhere or you have moved somewhere and you're all, ugh, I can't meet people, it's time to do the scary work of being vulnerable and just putting yourself out there. I'm that person that goes, "Hi, I'm Brittany." I'm an oversharer. I have a loud laugh. I've got big energy, and that can rub some people the wrong way. But guess what? We are not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And you got to be okay with that, because if you meet up with someone, Bumble BFF, whatever it is, and you guys just don't vibe, friendships are like dating too. You got to make sure that you guys align the same ways. And if that friend doesn't reach back out to you, just know they were removed for a reason. You got to trust that. That is why you shine like you do, because when you put a certain vibration out there, the right things are going to come your way. And you have to look at the friendships and everything with gratitude. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is how the universe will keep gifting you, by helping remove the things in your life that is no longer serving you and then opening up for something new. All right, let's get to the tough stuff. Romantic relationships. I know it's a hard one. And let me tell you, I've been through my fair share of breakups. So here it goes. It depends on the relationship, right? There have been relationships that I just knew this ain't it. But even though, but having the conversations, oh, I would rather do anything else. It's hard, right? Good or bad. It's hard to have tough conversations. Even if you do believe in the end it's for the best, but when it ends, it just means it was the end of that soul contract between you guys. You were only supposed to be together for that amount of time. So you have to look back and reflect so you can attract what you want moving forward. I was speaking with with another fellow yoga teacher not too long ago, and she was mentioning how she had gotten divorced from someone who was an alcoholic, and there was different addicts in her life, and she noticed that she kept attracting a type, because guess what, folks? It is so a thing. Our parents raised us. They are our guides and teachers, and we mirror their behavior subconsciously because, like I said in the Mountain Is You episode, we were pre programmed at a young age. So sometimes we go out into the world with a mother or a father wound, unknowingly attracting someone like one of our parents, hoping to get a different outcome or a different ending with this person. Also, if you are curious about getting to know yourself better and tapping into your subconscious behaviors, do inner child and shadow work. This has transformed me I'm a different person because of it. I'll cover more of that in next week's episode. Get excited. But I'll tell you, I realized that I was the problem on some things. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Take accountability. I have taken accountability on a lot of things, awareness, and then shift. So through the work, we can do the work, but also there is work to be done post breakup. I'll tell you, I've been guilty of relationship jumping in the past. Take another lesson out of my book. Don't do that. It's all circumstantial, I know. But think of it this way: if you haven't properly mourned one relationship or friendship, and then person or relationship, then you jump into another one. Someone was telling me just the other day how her friend was saying how they had just broken up and she didn't know who she was. And I'm like, well, yeah, when you're with someone, you form an energy together, and then when you come out of the relationship, you are a different person significantly. And so you're trying to find yourself again. When you're in a relationship, you create the frequency, and then that other half is gone. So if you keep pouring into an empty bucket because the other person is done with the relationship, you're pouring it into an empty bucket. So it's time to put yourself first and give back to you. Once you choose you, you will be asking, who am I? But say it in an exciting and inquisitive way. It might sound scary, but it should be more exciting to than scary to rediscover who you are. What new hobbies or life skills are you going to add to your docket? Now is the time. You're transforming into a new being. I have been coming back to me lately, and it's been such a rewarding experience. We also know that breakups just stink. They're not fun. This isn't fun stuff, but also there are ways we can have fun with it. There's nothing easy about it, but say congratulations to yourself because you are now one step closer to finding the person that you are meant to be with. If that's what you are on a quest to do, don't hide from your emotions. Feel them all. It's going to be a roller coaster, but it's part of the human experience. So when you feel the lows, you can really truly appreciate the highs. It brings new meaning behind being in the moment and being able to say things like, what a beautiful day, and mean it with conviction because the good days are a win. Sorry, guys. Doubt the boys do something like this, but I love how girls and boys are so different post breakup, but I will inwardly and outwardly heal. I've shared my story with a lot, well, not a lot of people, but the people I have shared my story with, it reminds me because they share their story back of how we all are on just such different journeys in the synchronicities in their life and in my life, and how it's a reminder when I listen to them, like, wow, they found their purpose. Like, this is truly significant for them. And hearing other people's stories, that is how we learn and grow. And it's a reminder to ourselves, like, okay, and that's what I'm trying to do here through my story, tell you, listen up. The synchronicities are on the way. Your purpose is on the way. You are doing the work. But okay, back to boys and girls, how they're different. Maybe guys, you do this too. I don't know. But I journal. I already journal a lot, but especially post breakup. I'm that person that turns on sad songs and then, of course, makes the whole experience even sadder. Because when you put it in your head, if it's in your head and in your body, it's in your head and in your body. Write it down, and then you're able to really start to process what's going on. Something I do too, and call it the witch in me. I'll write a letter and I'll burn it. I'll write everything down. The life we had, the life I thought we'd have, it's the biggest release because you can't miss anything that is not meant for you, and you will attract everything that is. If you still have the ghost of boyfriend or girlfriend's past lingering about, you will be haunted by the memories and their energy that could have you really feeling stuck. It is time to surrender and release. When you release your life will begin to flow. And the person who was actually meant to be with you will come your way. Because if your energy channel is blocked, clearly it won't allow for something else to flow through. Also, speaking of energy channels, I did a lot of cutting cord meditations when you cut the metaphorical cord between you and this person, your ex, whatever, it's time to move on. You cut the energy cord, put yourself first, and let them go. If someone does not choose you, choose yourself. Love yourself. Date yourself. Then eventually the right person will come along and meet you where you're at. So if you are on the receiving end of this message, going through a breakup, you got this. Know that. I'm Rocky Balboa. Dun, 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 dun. I'm cheering you on in the background. Know that you are not alone, literally or metaphorically. Even if you don't have a friend nearby, know that the universe will always be supporting you and loving you in the way that you need. You just have to look around and feel it. Because we're never truly alone. And if you're sitting there trying to attract your person, great. Have you written down all the qualities that you want in this person? Have you written down the non negotiables, the things that interest you in what you bring to the table? I want you to write them all down. Your positive, amazing attributes, everything about you, what you believe you bring into a relationship, kindness, compassion, generosity, whatever it might be. Take up a whole page. That's your homework. Then read it over and take note of how wonderful you are. That is what you bring to any relationship. You are worthy of everything that your heart desires. Anything else that comes into your life is just going to add to your happiness and add to your life. All right. So hopefully, this episode has given you some golden nuggets that you can take away and feel inspired from. Relationships are work. I don't care who says anything else. They're hard work. But it is through the tough conversations how we grow. If someone that you're close enough with to say I love you to each other isn't willing to hear you out, your feelings through a tough conversation, first things first, I'm sorry, because your feelings are valid, but no, we cannot control other people. And if you're interested on attachment styles, let me grab it here. Got this book called Attached. I'll link it in the show notes. It really just goes over attachment styles in relationships, whether that be avoidant, anxious, or secure. Ooh, sorry if those are trigger words for anybody, but it's important. Sometimes when the other person on the other side isn't willing to do the work, hello, that's why I do the work, honestly. Some people aren't willing to, but guess what? Knowledge is power. So in conclusion to this week's episode, this week's journal prompts is to write down all your positive attributes, why you are so amazing. If you're wanting to write down the qualities about yourself that you want to revisit and reprogram, write those down too. Hold yourself accountable so you don't forget. I'm so proud of you guys. You're doing the work. Like I said, I've done a lot of the work. I'm still doing the work. I'm just here to hopefully help you on your healing or spiritual journey, wherever you're at. If that's where you're at, you're doing amazing. Continue to do the things that make you happy. Shed the things that are no longer serving you. That's it for this week. Can't wait to see you next week and have a great rest of your night.